Hey there, I'm Nidhi and I welcome you all to my channel Urban Diaries. Wait, did you notice? I said welcome to my channel, not welcome for my channel. And yes, I know you're learning English in your summer vacation or during your summer vacation. Confused, right? So these tiny words are known as preposition. And if you don't use the correct preposition on correct place, you're actually reducing the quality of your English. I'm sure that you've been confused by these words at some point of time. So in this lesson, I'll go over these words in little detail so that you can feel more confident using them while speaking and even while writing in English. And before we start, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you know when each new lesson is ready for you. Alright, let's take a look at what preposition is. A preposition is a connecting word placed before noun or pronoun to show the relationship of noun or pronoun with other words in a sentence. For example, the book is on the table. The cat is under the chair. So here the word on is telling us the relationship between the book and the table, that the book is on the table. And that we could find out because of the word on. In this sentence, the preposition under is telling us about the position of the cat, that it is under the chair. So yeah, a preposition can provide us with information on the relationship between two words within a sentence. And one such relationship is the time. So we get to know when something is occurring or happening. For example, she came to meet me before evening. Here the word before shows the time when something happened. Hence we call these kind of prepositions as preposition of time. In this lesson, we're gonna learn a detailed list of preposition of time which will add to your vocabulary as well as giving you the ability to create more detailed sentences and sound more fluent. Alright then, let's get started with a list of some important prepositions. We'll start it with within and during. I believe that the best way of learning preposition is through comparison. If you take two prepositions which are similar to some extent and then you try to find out the difference between both of them, you learn them better. And this is how we're going to learn these prepositions throughout this lesson. We'll start with within as a preposition of time. So within as a preposition of time indicates time limit. That means some work is to be done before the expiry of the specified period of time or before the end of a period of time. That means within this time limit. Now see the example. I shall return within 10 days. Here 10 days is a time period and I will have to return before the time period of 10 days. See the next example. You should receive the mail within 4 hours. So the 4 hours time period is given and before this time period, I shall receive the mail. Now see the preposition during. During indicates a period of time throughout the course or duration of any event or action. See the example. I learned French during holidays. Now see here. Holidays is a course or the duration of the event which is happening and I did the second work within that course of time. For example, when my holidays were going on, during that time I learned French. So, doing a task during the course or time period of another event. See, Rishika was sleeping during the film. During the time period when the movie was played, Rishika was sleeping. Now if you want to add within in place of during here, that won't work. Rishika was sleeping within the film. That makes no sense. So Rishika was sleeping during the film. Hold on. Now we're gonna find out the difference between both of them with the same example. So when you say within, that means under or by a time limit. For example, please call me within 5 hours. And during is any time between the start and finish of a set length of time. For example, please call me during office hours. So if I say please call me within 5 hours, that means starting from now till 5 hours you can call me. And if I say please call me during office hours, that means my office hours are from 9 to 5. You can call me any time from 9 to 5 but not after that, not before that. I hope it's clear to you. Now we'll talk about 3 very important and confusing prepositions at, in and on. So these tiny prepositions can be quite confusing sometimes, but we'll try to understand them through this comparison. I'm gonna make a chart here for 3 of the prepositions at, in and on. Through this chart, we'll try to understand the difference among them and when and where these prepositions are used. We'll first start with at. So this preposition of time is used to discuss a precise time like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. So before that, we'll put at 6 a.m., at 7 a.m. Then to show an exact or a particular time like at lunchtime, at sunrise, at the moment. Then it is used before clock times like at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna meet you at 5 o'clock, at 7 o'clock. Then it is used before at night and at noon. Now don't get confused here with in. In is used before morning and evening and at is used before night and noon. Like in the morning, in the evening, and at noon and at night. Let's see some examples with the preposition at. There's a party at 7 o'clock. It gets cold at night. I have a meeting at 9 a.m. The shop closes at midnight. Samrid went home at lunchtime. See, when we talk about any clock time like at 7 o'clock, or we talk about any precise time like at 9 a.m., or if we talk about any particular time like at lunchtime or at midnight, we use at. Now let's talk about in now. It's quite easy comparatively. So this preposition of time is used before months, years, seasons and centuries and long periods like in the Ice Age. So let's see the examples for all of them. In England, it often snows in December. December is the name of a month, so we use in before that. I met him first in 1998. So 1998 is an year and in is used before that. I love to go to hill station in summer season. So if you're talking about any season, summer, winter, spring, you'll use in before that. There should be a lot of progress in the next century. Here we are talking about next century, so we'll use in before that. Now let's talk about on. This preposition of time is used to discuss particular days and dates. For example, on Sunday, on 6th March, on Christmas Day. It's also used before special days like on my birthday, on New Year's Day, and so on. Let's see some examples now. My next exam is on Monday. Monday is a day here. Her birthday is on 20th November. Here 20th is the date. Now notice here. If we don't put a date here and directly talk about the month, we'll put in before that. Like her birthday is in November. But here we are putting the date before the month. So it would be her birthday is on 20th November. I hope it's clear. Also, we use in to indicate exact time. Like the train is on time. And when we say to our friends like, I'll be on time, I'll reach there on time. I hope it clears your confusion among in, on and at. Now let's move on to the next set of preposition, which is until and by. Another confusing pair. By and until can be easily confused, but they are used differently, and after a little study you should have no problem using them. So by is used to mean no later than. It is used like this: by plus specific time to express this. See this example and understand it better. Please be home by 6 p.m. so we can have dinner on time. Here 6 p.m. is the specific time and the person is told to come home before 6 p.m. So the important fact here is, this means that the latest you should be home is 6 p.m. So here this is a set deadline. See another example. She had promised to be back by 5 o'clock. Again, 5 o'clock is a specific time used after by. Make sure that evening, morning, night, they are also a specific time. Like I'll give you the result by evening. Now see the preposition until. Until is used to express how long a situation continues. See the example. We have to stay at work until we submit the report. Here the preposition until indicates that even if your office hours are finished, you will have to continue working on the report until you finish it. See this one. I will wait until they come back. Here the preposition until indicates that I will keep waiting for them. That means the work of waiting will continue until they come back. There is no time limit. Rather, the continuity of the work is important. So what's the difference? By means before a specific time. It shows a time limit for something to happen. And Until describes a continuous action that stops after a given time. See the same sentence. Wait for me by evening. Here the specific time is given, evening, and wait for me until I come back. That means there is no specific time given, but the continuity of the work is shown. Alright then, now we'll move on to the next set of preposition, which is ago and before. Ago is used when talking about something in the past, and that is considered in relation to the present. So you need to learn two things about ago. One, it's always used with the past tense, and second, it always includes an expression of time, like minutes, hours, months, and so on. So when you say I received my application 2 months ago, it would mean that it's been 2 months since you received your application. See this example. The dinosaur died about 65 million years ago. Notice both the sentences now. Both the sentences are in past and an expression of time is given at the last of both the sentences. Now let's see how is it different from before. As a preposition, before means earlier than. That means earlier than the given time. See the example. I must reach there before 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock is a given time and before is indicating that you are reaching there earlier than 9 o'clock. So what's the difference between ago and before? I told you ago can only be used in past, but before can be used in past, present and future. Also, there should be a fixed time expression before ago, but this fixed time isn't necessary in the case of before. For example, she always get up before dawn, and I have met him before. See, in these sentences there is no fixed time. Let's make it clear with this sentence. If somebody asks you, have you visited this store before? He would use before here, not ago. See, have you visited this store ago? It's a wrong statement. So have you visited this store before is correct. There are two reasons for that. First, the sentence is not in past, it is present perfect tense. And second, there is no fixed time in the sentence. Before means what? Before today, right? Now when you answer for this question, you would say yes, I visited 3 days ago. Notice here, we have the fixed time 3 days here. Also, the sentence is in past tense. And in the same way, you can't say, yes, I visited 3 days before. It would be a wrong statement. I hope it's clear to you now. Now comes the next set of preposition, which is since and for. So this one is also very important and quite confusing pair of preposition. Since as a preposition of time is used for a work which we start at a particular and exact time in the past and the work is still continue. See the example. I have been learning cooking since 2013. So 2013 is an exact time. Now we talk about for. The usage of for is same as the usage of since except only one thing. That is the time. So in since we talk about certain time, exact time, and in for we talk about uncertain time. Let's see the same sentence to understand this fact. I have been learning cooking since 2013 and I can say the same sentence as I have been learning cooking for 7 years. So what's the difference? 2013 is a certain time and 7 years is an uncertain time. See some parameters to understand certain and uncertain time. If I say 10 years, it's an uncertain time, and if I say 1999, it's a certain time. If I say 8 months, it's an uncertain time, and if I say January, February, March, April, it's a certain time. If I say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's an uncertain time, and if I say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's a certain time. If I say 4 days, 5 days, it's an uncertain time, and if I say yesterday, today, or that day, that would be a certain time. The same way we talk about a day, like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, that would be uncertain time. And if I say 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, that would be a certain and exact time. I know you want some examples for that as well. So I'm gonna write 4 sentences here and one by one you're gonna tell me whether we'll use for or since here. Write your answer in the comment section below. He has been reading the book dash 2 hours. Since or for? Write the answer. Second, she has been finding the dress dash morning. Answer it in the comment section. Third, he has been traveling around the world dash a month. Since or for? Fourth, I have been helping him dash 2 o'clock. Answer all these questions based on the information I have given you through that chart and write the correct answer in the comment section. I'll let you know if your answers are correct or not. Alright, I hope you have answered the correct preposition in the comment section below. And now we'll move on to the next set of preposition, which is from and to. Here, rather finding out the difference between both of them, we count them as a pair because both the prepositions complement each other. Also, both these prepositions can be used in one sentence. Let's see how. We use from and to show when something starts and finishes. For example, her visit will extend from Monday to Thursday. So the visit extends from Monday to Thursday. Next example, the museum is open from 9:30 to 6 p.m. So this one is easy, I hope you get it. Similarly, there is one more pair of preposition which is past and to, and we use it to tell the clock time. Like we can use these prepositions with minutes in relation to the hour. If you want to say that it's 3:50, you will say 10 to 4. That means it will take 10 more minutes to go to 4. That means we're talking about future. And if you want to say 6:15, we will say quarter past 6. This means that 15 minutes have already passed since it was 6 o'clock. That means in the past. Clear? So we use both these prepositions to indicate the time. Next one. Let's see these two prepositions, during and while. You've already understood during earlier, which indicates a period of time throughout the course of an action. So both during and while mean that something happens at the same time as something else is happening. Then where's the difference? So the difference is in the structure of the sentence. When we write during, we have to add a noun after that. For example, she cried during the movie. So here we use during as a preposition and after that we used movie, which is a noun. And when we use while as a preposition, we have to add a subject and a verb after that. For example, she cried while she was watching the movie. So here after while we have she, which is a subject, and then was watching, which is a verb. Or we have to use gerund after the preposition while. For example, she cried while watching the movie. I hope you know that after the word while, the word watching is a gerund. And if you don't know what gerunds are, you can watch the video up there so that you can understand what gerunds are. So here in this sentence, watching is a gerund. Alright then, let's move on to the next set of preposition, which is as soon as and as long as. So as soon as means immediately after another event. For example, we'll call you as soon as we arrive. So if we arrive, let's say 6 o'clock, we'll call you at 6:05. So the next action will be performed immediately after the previous action. Now as long as means for the period of time. See the example. I studied last night for as long as I could. So here the period of time is indicated that I could do that as long as I could. So this one is easy, and I hope that after watching this video you will use prepositions in your daily conversations without any doubt. Alright then, that's it for today's lesson. Now I know that you love this quiz part at the last, so I'm not gonna skip that. We can start the quiz when you're ready. Let's start with the sentences. Write the answer in the comment section if you know it. I will mail you dash an hour, within or during. We get up dash the morning, in, on or at. I was living in New York 10 years dash ago or before. Guys, if you have seen the video attentively, it would be very easy for you to find out the answer of these sentences. Next, it has not rained at all dash 2 weeks, since or for. Next, breakfast is served dash 7 o'clock, in, on or at. Next, did you see Ansh dash lunch, before or ago? You remember the fixed time and the not fixed time rule? Apply that and answer it. Next, the car will keep running dash, you take good care of it, as soon as or as long as. What's the correct answer? Next, they don't talk dash dinner, during or within. Answer it. So I want you all to write the answers in the comment section, and I promise that I'll write the correct answer for you if you're wrong in any case. Right then, that's it for today's lesson. I hope you liked it, and if you really think you've learned something new today, then do like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back again with a new video on a new topic. Till then, bye bye, take care and happy learning.